Hey, man, what's happening?
Not much, man. Just
Yeah?
living life. I watched some NXT this week.
Oh, geez, there you go.
Yeah.
I watch it occasionally, periodically. I
was pleasantly surprised because
yeah, it's getting
to
pretty
see
good
Oni
again.
Lorcan versus Hideo Itami, and then I went back and watched Oni Lorcan versus Drew McIntyre, which was awesome.
Nice.
He just beats the shit out of those guys, like slaps the fuck out of them.
Yeah, I think their roster is getting getting plentiful again. You know, it had like that little drought, and now they've got some superstars there that are really good again. And they've never stopped putting on good events, but it's just, you know, like I think after like Owens and Finn and
right, they were a little thin.
Know, yeah, they're a little thin. Yeah, but they're bringing they're bringing up guys
too.
Yeah, so signing guys. I mean, working guys up the card there. They're doing great things. So
I know. Now you got Rude and Roderick Strong and now Drew McIntyre and
yeah, for sure,
pretty good.
Sure.
Today, Tommy's back and angry.
Yeah, I heard he might not be around at the end of the year though. I think his contract's up. That's what people are saying, but who knows? Got a ways to go.
Finally got to see that guy Dylan Miley. He debuted a little while ago. He's Lars Sullivan.
I don't know who that is, but
he's a fucking monster.
Yeah, fantastic. I'll check it out.
He looks like a troll from a movie or something like.
Oh yeah, okay. I know exactly. That's a perfect description because I know exactly who you're talking about now.
He's enormous.
Yes.
He's like
super
like wide and jacked. His legs are like tree trunks.
Fantastic.
And his hands are like dinner plates. They're huge.
Jesus, nice.
I want to see him versus Brock Lesnar next month.
Oh my God, we have so much to talk about for the end of the month podcast, and it's not even like. And this is the first podcast of this month, so there's so much shit's happened already, like on WWE programming. So it's gonna be wild. So first episode of the month, always interview week. So I've got Flash Nick McKenna on the show. I owed you an interview, a solo interview.
Solo on this one. I couldn't find anywhere to hang out for a couple of hours before you did this interview. I was like, well, it's too far for me to go home, and I don't want to go back. And
it's a weird timing and location for you too. So, so it was great, man. I caught up with Flash Nick McKenna. We've seen him at some NAWA shows for Larry Huntley. We went to Jimmy the Greeks. You've been to Skips. Like we've seen him all over the place. We just saw him at Gino's recently. We saw him for Limitless a while back.
That NAWA Skips next week. I'll be there.
Oh, you're gonna go? Nice. He asked me if I was gonna go, and I said politely, not a chance. It's just it's the middle of the week. It's far for me, and but yeah, it's not too far for you. So you're gonna go. That's fantastic. He did say, and you'll hear it in this interview. He said that. Actually, I can't remember how he said it, but he did say, I think he said it off air. He said that he likes you more than me because he was surprised that you weren't there. And he was like, hey, no Harmon tonight? And I was like, just me. And he's like, damn it. I like Harmon more than you. And I was like, yeah, most everybody does like Harmon more than me. So, yeah.
I wonder why. I think I'm less likable.
Oh, for sure. No, but no, it was pretty funny. But then, and then in the beginning, like once we hit record, he totally changed his tune and was like, oh, I like you more than Harmon. I was like, you lying son of a bitch. So, anyway, it was good. It was fun conversation.
I guess it's just Briggs likes me better. So
that's true. Yeah. Mixed tag team. God, you guys are so much bigger. Yeah, man, it was great. It was fun conversation. We laughed a lot. We talked a lot about his early days, his hiatus, his return, and he name drops a lot of people from around here. He hasn't really wrestled outside of Maine in a long time, so he's kind of the home state boy. It's very cool. He's a fun character, good guy. We really hit it off, and it was really good. So we will play that interview. I guess after we do the plugs. Let's get into some quick plugs. You guys, listeners, you guys can check us out on Twitter at Main Event Pod. Check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/Main Event Pod. Also, listen to the show. Listen to this show that you're listening to right now. Spread the word. It's maineventpodcast.podbean.com. And we're also on, I always say iTunes, but it's not even iTunes anymore, right? It's like Apple Podcasts. Yeah. I'm pretty sure like everybody still says iTunes. And people will know what they're saying. But yeah, I guess officially it's Apple Podcasts. So sure, whatever. If you get an iPhone, you'll have that app on your phone and search for us, Main Event Podcast. You'll find us. Share us. Rate, review, subscribe. You know, all that hot garbage. We have a really fun event coming up on the 24th of June at Luchador Tacos. We're doing a live podcast. It's not going to be like a crazy live, like over the loudspeaker, like this weird Colt Cabana, like Comic-Con thing. It's just going to be basically Harmon and I at a really awesome taco stand in South Paris, Maine. And yeah, we're going to be doing the podcast. We do some Facebook Live stuff talking about what happened in June. And I don't know, talk about some topics, whatever you listeners want us to talk about.
Burritos, tacos.
Yeah, eating tacos, burritos, quesadillas. They make a mean quesadilla there. I'll give you guys some pointers, though, on the tacos. If you guys like hot stuff, go with the red sauce. But I will warn you, it's like really hot. So you've been warned. If you like your tacos a little mild, go with the green. That's what I do because I'm a huge wimp. So Harmon,
as am I.
Yeah, you're not going to go with the red?
Nope.
Nope. Wise choice.
It's in my house. It's a problem because my girlfriend is definitely a red sauce kind of girl.
Oh yeah.
She is constantly asking if I want jalapenos on that and how much, how spicy she can make it. And I'm just like, bland as can be,
Yeah. I like flavor. I like a little bit of a bite, but the first time I ever went there, I got the green sauce, and the two gentlemen who I met there, who are listeners of the show, actually. Hi, Sam and Isaac. They got the red sauce because they didn't know it was the first day this place opened, and their faces were on fire. Like they just were not having the best time. They were like, "It's good, but this is really hot." So I think since then they've put up a little kind of warning at the window there that like warns people, hey,
this shit's fucking hot.
This is fucking hot. So be careful. But anyway, yeah, awesome food. It's going to be on the 24th. They open at 11. I think we're going to probably start around like noon. We'll kind of be there around noontime setting up, and then we'll do a podcast and we'll do some Facebook Live stuff, and we'll be giving away some prizes, maybe a raffle or two, and we'll have some t-shirts for sale. Speaking of t-shirts, Harmon, what's the good word on the t-shirts?
It'll be going on until Sunday. We're going to keep selling t-shirts till Sunday.
For $15 still?
$15.
It's a steal. It's a really crazy good design, and it's a steal of a t-shirt. So
I can't remember what time it ends, but we will be selling $15 t-shirts until June 11th. So yeah. Get them while you can.
Get them while you can. At the Luchador Tacos event, it will be they will be $20 for you fine people in person. So there you go. There you have it. Another big event that we are a very proud sponsor of, an official sponsor, is Wrestlers Laboratories putting on an event called One Giant Leap. It is August 11th. It is at 185 Ellery Street in Brooklyn, New York. And this is a wild, wild show. It's the pre-show to Battle Club Pros, The Bounty in Kings County. And the main event is they're going to crown the first Wrestlers Laboratory Nucleus champion. And it's a fatal four-way. And I got to say, I'm really pulling for our hometown boy, our home state guy, Danger Kid. No offense to the other three competitors in this, but holy moly. Danger Kid walks away with this thing.
Yeah.
Make us proud. Make us proud.
Flip Gordon will be there.
Yes.
Josh
Newly
Briggs,
signed.
Sully Banger, Aiden Agro, Alexander Lee, Mr. Grimm, and then people from not in New England. So, Trevor Aon will be there.
Yeah. Yeah. So you guys want some tickets to that? Get your tickets at battleclubpro.com for the Bounty in Kings County, and you'll be able to get to Wrestlers Laboratory One Giant Leap for free. It's a free show. It's a pre-show. So check that out. That's it, man. That's it for plugs. What do you say we get into some Flash Nick McKenna here?
Let's start this flash mob.
Oh, the Flash Mob. All right. Here you go, guys. Flash Nick McKenna coming up.
Because I was born this way, I got lightning running through my veins. Ain't nobody gonna stop this train. So hop on board or get out the way. Cause I was born this way, I got lightning running through my veins. Ain't nobody gonna stop this train.
Earlier, you did a test recording with this broken machine that Harmon broke when we tried last time.
I know Harmon almost
Harmon's a
sabotaged
bum.
everything.
I like you way more than Harmon.
That's
so
such bullshit.
Yeah,
you literally just said that you like Harmon more.
I most certainly did not. That is a vicious lie. I will not have you besmirching my character, William Regal.
William Regal. Stephen Regal?
What? I can't remember which one it was back then.
I
want
don't
to say.
know.
I want to say that was what it was, William Regal, because he couldn't
Probably.
be Stephen Regal because there were too many other
Yeah.
Steves.
There's a lot of Steves back then.
Yeah.
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm so glad to see you, man. I'm
Likewise. This is
Thank
great.
you so much. I'm sorry I was late. For the people in the podcastosphere, I was late.
It's okay.
And asked to reschedule too because I'm a moron. But
All good. All good. This is our second go around.
Yeah, we
Because
tried
like you
before.
mentioned, Harmon sabotaged the whole thing. At Gino's. We met up at Gino's.
We met up at Gino's, yes.
We had a show at Gino's. God, when was
show.
that? A couple weeks ago?
it was a
week
couple
ago?
weeks ago. It was the don't tell me. I know this. It was the 26th of May.
There you go. Yeah. Good show, man.
Was it early?
I thought it was good.
You're not just saying that?
No, I thought it was good. I stayed until intermission, and then I had to run. But you took on Matt Mahoney.
I did.
That was a fun match.
My number one contenders match.
Yeah, and you lost. Way to be a loser.
I was defeated.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it was good, man. It was great. I liked it. Larry told me to get out of the locker room, which is nice. That was fun. Yeah.
Where it was like, I was like, hey, can we do this podcast thing here? He was like, I guess. But then everybody else started coming in.
Yeah, it was tough. Yeah.
So we went outside and tried, and it was cold. And then somebody came out and was like, hey, you're on first. And I was like,
Oh
kidding
shit!
me?
I gotta go. Yeah, and then of course it didn't really pan out anyway because, like you said, Harmon dropped my Zoom recorder, cracked the screen. I mean, look at that thing, and then it stopped working. But then I did a test run later, and
Harmon did. It's too bad that it's no. I guess it's no surprise that file got in air quotes corrupted.
Yes.
Because he admitted fault on that very recording.
And I don't want to totally throw him under the bus. I mean, it was more of like a fumbled handoff.
Yeah.
He was taking it from my hand, and then it fell on the ground like face first, right on the screen, and then shattered. And then Harmon was like, "Hey, let's hold up because this thing's not working anymore."
Yeah.
So it was a bummer. But like you said, man, you had to go on first. We had to run anyway. We're a little pressed for time. But this is nice. This is a nice, relaxed setting.
This is nice.
We're in a Dunkin' Donuts.
We're indoors.
Indoors, right? We're outdoors.
Sitting.
Yes, sitting. It is the loudest Dunkin' Donuts I've ever been in my life,
I don't
though.
know if people. You said you did a test recording.
I did a test recording.
So
It's okay.
Assuming everybody can hear us, okay.
People can hear us, and they can faintly hear the soothing sounds of WPOR in the background.
WPOR.
It is my least favorite kind of music, by the way. Do you listen to country music? I don't like this kind of music.
I am a firm believer that music should be judged on a song by song basis.
Okay, there you go.
Do not judge there's only one genre of music that I can say I've never liked any piece of.
Yeah,
and
bring it.
that's speed metal.
Yeah, I think that's like a very
for
distinct
me, speed metal sounds
group of
very
people.
much like just incoherent noise.
Yeah, there's my
But
metal.
there might be something out there. I may find some piece of speed metal, and I'm like, hey, this isn't so bad.
Hey, this song's all right.
You know, I don't tend to like a lot of rap or hip hop.
No?
But there are certainly examples of rap and hip hop songs that I do like.
Yeah, of course.
You know, I got a little bit of everything on the old music file.
There you
on
go.
My phone.
Yeah. I just want to make it perfectly clear that this type of music is not. I don't know. A good
associated with Maine
It's
Event
not
podcast.
associated with us. This is a environmental like thing. This is I'd be playing something else in the background. But
Yeah.
anyway, hey, let's talk more about you.
Okay.
Flash Nick McKenna, what's happening,
That's the
man?
very first time you've said my name, by the way. We've been on for 4.5 minutes. You haven't said me away.
That's all right. I'll do an intro later. Like Harmon and I will be like, yeah, so we interviewed Flash Nick McKenna. That guy was a real stooge. Just kidding.
What a loser.
What a loser. The guy was late. No, it's all good.
I was 24 minutes late. people.
You.
24 minutes late.
The worst. What would you do if, or what would a promoter do if you showed up 24 minutes late for a show? Put you on last.
If I was okay,
dark
now,
match.
if I had some kind of an issue, like I've had to do this with Larry before.
Oh, yeah.
Larry's put on shows and he'd be like, "Hey, call time is 5:45 or whatever."
Yeah.
And so he's like, he always says, "If there's any problems, let me know." And so if I say, "Hey, I'm not sure I'm going to be out of work that early," blah 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 blah.
Right.
He says, "Okay, just keep me posted." And if I tell him, "Hey, this" or "Hey, that," he's very. Most promoters are pretty good. They know
Yeah.
that we're trying to live lives on top of
Yeah.
be at these shows. Some of us are traveling very far.
Right.
You were very nice to meet me nowhere near the middle. It's more of an 80-20 kind of thing.
It is. I wasn't going to bring it up, but it's all right. It's
Oh, yeah,
fine.
I was going to bring it up.
It's all good. It's
but
all
you let
good.
me buy you coffee.
That's nice of you. Very
Yeah,
nice.
Because you said, "What do you drink?" And I was like, "Dude, there's no way I'm going to let you buy me coffee after I held you up. No, I will buy coffee when I get there."
Well, I appreciate it. A nice iced coffee goes a long way. So, so we kind of touched on it a little bit back at Gino's, but obviously file corrupted. Thanks, Harmon. And we'll touch on it again. When did you start wrestling?
I started training in the summer of 2001, and I had my first match in December of 2001 at the Howard Sports Complex in Saco, Maine, where I was pinned by Johnny Curtis.
Johnny Curtis,
And
now known as Fandango.
Yes.
Yes.
And I don't know this for sure, but I'm fairly sure that was the very first match he ever wrestled as Johnny Curtis.
Oh yeah.
Because he'd been under a hood with a different character.
Oh.
A hood is a mask for people who might not know.
Yeah, not an actual.
People listening to us probably know.
Not an actual hood.
Yeah, not an actual hood.
Right.
He was a mask. He was a masked character.
Nice.
For a while. And
How?
then,
So like, where was he? I mean, I know you said it was like the debut of the Johnny Curtis name, but like, how long had he been training? Was he fairly fresh, new?
he was a few years ahead of me.
Ahead of you? Okay. Yeah. He likes the podcast, by the way, so he might hear this.
Oh my! No way!
I swear to God.
Oh my God!
He follows-
Kurt, I love you so much, and I miss you. Hugs and kisses.
He follows the podcast on Twitter. That's all I can
No,
say.
he does not.
He does.
Oh my God! There's no way that he's.
Yep. Big
I
fan.
wrestled him.
I know. You wrestled him. You got pinned by him.
I know.
Yeah. Nice. Where was that? Saco? Right?
Saco, Howard Sports
Howard
Complex.
Sports. What promotion was that?
That was for EWA.
EWA.
EWA is the promotion that I got started with. They ran shows at the Stevens Avenue Armory in Portland. Mm-hmm. On Stevens Avenue, obviously.
Yes.
And their big guys at the time were Dr. Heresy and Steve Ramsey, Don Juan DeSanto, and Larry. Larry wrestled for them.
Yep.
And my friends and I started going to those shows, and they had one of these things that was saying, "Hey, if you want to learn how to wrestle, come to our thing." And I was like, boom.
Like a wrestling camp or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They were like, like a training program or
Yeah.
whatever.
Similar to like what Larry still does.
Yeah, similar
Like,
to what Larry's doing now. Although I'd say that Larry's thing now is much more camp based.
Oh, okay.
It's more of a camp because it goes from this date to that date and so on
Gotcha.
and so forth. I just like went in and I paid for training on a session by session basis.
Uh-huh.
And wasn't there for anything. They just trained me until they felt I was ready to start working matches, and then we moved on from there.
Okay. Cool. So who were the trainers there?
Larry.
Larry. He was
I
still there.
trained
Okay.
with Larry, and a little bit, and then whoever else was there was always there to, advise and throw in their, opinions and perspectives.
Yeah.
Adam Booker was there. Frankie Armadillo, Steve Ramsey was there several times. So it was kind of a hodgepodge. So I got to get input from a bunch of different people, which was kind of cool.
And you were like what, like 19 or something?
I was 18 years
18?
old.
Oh wow!
I was still in high school when I had my first match.
Oh my god, that's incredible, man!
I know.
Like that's pretty awesome.
And I'll be 34 in 2 months.
I've been doing it a while.
Yeah.
Holy moly!
Just a little bit.
Just a bit.
I mean, all in total, I've probably had like 10 years active because I stopped for a couple years early on, like later, like because EWA had gone defunct, and I didn't know anybody else.
Yeah.
And then I started getting some contacts with some other people, and then I was able to get active again for a while, and then I stopped again because of just some personal stuff.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was a lack of bookings. Like I couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't travel. I couldn't drive 3 hours to get to places.
Right.
'Cause
Would you mostly stay in the state, or would you kind of go around?
Yeah. No, I haven't wrestled outside of Maine since I was 20.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Like it's been a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah. So and then when they started running shows in South Portland, October of October 24th. 3 Octobers ago would be 2015.
Yep.
Because
Right.
2016, 27.
Math is not our strong suit.
Yeah,
on,
no, it
on
was
this
2.5
podcast.
years ago.
Okay.
October.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I had my first match back after 5 years. I wrestled Cocky Kyle Andrews.
Cocky Kyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we did all right.
Yeah.
I mean, it was.
Had you?
I was victorious.
Nice.
Yeah.
So one, what were you doing for those 5 years? And two, did you just go back? I mean, you got back in ring shape, I'm assuming, started training again, or did you just go back in cold? Hey, Kyle, have fun with me.
It wasn't as. I would have loved to get into a ring, but that was before Larry was doing his camp, so there really wasn't anywhere to get into the ring other than in the ring before the show.
Oh boy, yeah.
So I did, try and get myself into shape and so on and so forth. I wasn't in as good a shape as I would have liked to have been, but and I'm still not. But
yeah,
you
look all right to me, man.
I am trying. I am
sporting a
trying.
tank top. I mean, you're all right, showing the guns.
Yeah, no, it's all natural though. I got lucky in the jeans department. I do not. But I'd like to get back into better. I'm working on it. I've gotten better over the course of the past couple of years, but I'd like to get in better, cardiovascular shape and things like that, and because I'd like to start working, more complicated matches that are, that kind of have more of a development to them, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Things, because like Kyle and I actually, last September, we wrestled a ladder match.
Holy shit! Yeah, all right.
Fantastic, and I loved it.
Yeah.
It was my second ladder match.
Since coming back, or ever?
No, it was my second ladder match ever.
Wow. Okay.
But I had, we had. I was working for PWA, is what they were called.
Okay.
And they were running shows at the community center in Fairfield. And I was working for them, and I defended the PWA New England title in a triple threat ladder match with Scotty Vegas and Cameron Matthews.
Oh my god, triple threat too. On top of that, wow,
it was awesome.
What was the worst ladder spot in that match? Was there anything brutal?
I'd say the most. Nothing brutal. Well, because we had this thing where they had a ladder there at the building, and it was like this giant thing. It weighed like 90 pounds. And then they had another smaller ladder.
Yeah.
And so I and the other two guys had told them, like, hey, when they hang the belt up over the ring, make sure they use the smaller ladder.
Right.
Because this big one we may not even be able to use because it's so huge. But of course, that didn't translate.
Of course not.
So
no.
We had no choice but to bring this giant thing into play. And it was so big, and it was so heavy and so cumbersome.
It's just like in the way. It's just in the way. Yeah.
But no, we all got to. It was a good match all around. Cameron Matthews came off the ladder to the outside with a moonsault on everybody.
Oh man.
But yeah, but that was probably the biggest spot that we had that
Yeah.
night.
Well, you're a high flyer, I would say. Your finisher's good, right? It's a high flyer, flying
Well,
move.
The flash splash, for the people who don't know, is
I have a hard time saying that, by the way.
why
I don't know why. Flash splash.
the flash splash.
Yep.
The flash splash.
I know.
For the people, it's like a missile drop kick and a frog splash had a baby. It's like a feat first.
I like
frog
it.
splash.
I think it's
I know,
a great
I like it.
finisher.
It's not my own. I stole it from Elix Skipper like 12 years ago.
okay.
But
I want to talk off the top rope finishers, by the way, but continue.
Yeah, but no, I thought it was cool and unique. It was
Yeah,
the kind of thing.
it looks great. It
Did
looks
I
cool.
say Elix Skipper?
Yeah.
It was Elix Skipper. It was Elix Skipper. It wasn't,
Confirmed.
It wasn't Evan Courageous. I was thinking it might have been Evan Courageous, but no, it was Elix Skipper for sure.
Whatever happened to Evan Courageous?
Nothing.
Nothing.
But Evan Courageous did do another splash that I thought was cool, where he just did a 360. He just spun 360 in the air.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So he just like kind of jumped. It was kind of just like a regular, like a warrior splash from the top.
Uh-huh.
But he would spin. But he spun three. I only
Like,
saw him do it the one
that's
time.
pretty cool.
But
Wow.
it was pretty cool, and I thought it was neat and interesting. It was just different.
Oh, that's neat.
Because I mean, like, you know, if you're gonna,
Can you do that?
Stephanie,
Come on, Stephanie. I'm just kidding.
What's that?
Stephanie, we're joking. He said it up there.
The guy yelled at you.
Do I know each of you?
Sorry, Stephanie.
It's all right.
Thank you. Stephanie's great.
Stephanie's awesome. Oh my God, we're gonna get in trouble. Stephanie's gonna kill that kid. Oh my God.
But yeah, so yeah. I mean, I do a little bit of flying here and there, but
So you had no interest of jumping off the top of a ladder?
I mean,
Doing the flash splash?
I did the flash splash off of the ladder in the match with Kyle.
Get the fuck out of here. Really?
But I could only go from so high because we were at Thatcher's inside.
Yes.
And we had a height issue there. Because originally the plan was to bring the ring outside for the ladder match.
Oh my God.
But there was complications with getting manpower there to have the ring torn down from inside the building, move it outside. And then also the promoters explained to me that they had part of their issue was that there was no way to make sure people paid.
Oh yeah,
People just kind of saunter. Like,
yeah.
just wander
Right.
over.
Yeah, of course.
So we had to do it inside, and there was a height issue with just some. What do you call that?
Ceilings,
Like,
beams.
yeah, like
whatever.
not scaffolding, but just in structural stuff.
Yeah.
That kind of just hung down. Like I couldn't do the flash splash off the top at Thatcher's because of that stuff.
Ah, bummer.
But I could do it from that same height off the ladder because I got to put the ladder in the middle of the ring in between all that crap.
So do you have a non off the top rope finisher?
Yeah, I use the splash when I can't use the flash back, which is my primary finisher. The flash back, which is I don't even know how to describe it. You've seen it.
I think I've only seen the splash where you jump and turn.
You haven't seen the flashback?
Nope.
All right,
Never
well,
seen
let
it.
Let me show you the video real quick, and then you can figure out how to describe it to everybody.
Please do.
Because I'm not hip on what moves are called anymore.
You're not?
No.
Do you still watch wrestling? Do you watch WWE?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I know it's so much. It's too much.
Who has time?
It's too much.
I don't have time for
The show used to be under the old name. We used to do like a weekly recap of like Raw and SmackDown, and then it just got wild. We could not do it. We could not keep up.
Yeah, no, it's
I
there's
couldn't-
so much of it, and it's
Yeah.
like so here.
All right. Hey, that's you.
Yeah, that's me. This was the first match, the comeback.
Oh boy. Yep.
So it's like
So
I pick the dude up in like a Jesse Ventura backbreaker,
yep.
and then I spin him around, and we land like a Falcon Arrow.
Yeah, it's similar to like I don't know. It's not exactly, but it's similar to the Blue Thunder Bomb.
Say the Blue Thunder.
Why? It looks like it.
There's a thing.
Bring it.
There's
Why?
a thing.
It looks like it.
Where I try to describe the move to people verbally.
Yeah.
And so often they say.
Blue Thunder
So
Bomb.
like it's like a Blue Thunder. It's not a Blue Thunder. Okay, it's okay. It is similar to a Blue Thunder in the way that it goes from an over the shoulder to a sit out.
Yeah.
But it's like I guess it is. It's like a Blue Thunder if the dude started head first instead of feet first. Mm-hmm. So it's like a reverse Blue Thunder.
Yeah.
Or an inverted Blue Thunder.
Inverted. Let's say inverted.
Inverted.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's wrong
Terminology.
with
What's wrong with me?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with me. Nothing's wrong with that move. I love that move.
I know, but one thing... So I stole the splash from the
Yes.
shipper, as I said.
Yes.
But the flashback, I haven't seen anybody else use. I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
It's probably happened.
Yeah.
I can't be the only person to have ever done it.
Well, I think
But
Sami Zayn... I'm just kidding. Sami Zayn does the Blue Thunder Bomb.
I remember when I was a kid, I saw Mike Modest do that move that he used to do, the one where he took the guy up over his shoulder and then would grab the back of his head
Oh, yeah.
and drive him down, slung over his back.
Yep.
And I had I saw him do it on television on WCW wrestling Taff Cappy, the artist formerly known as Prince Iakea.
Oh, wow. That's a good name drop.
And well, that's what they abbreviated it in the Cruiserweight tournament that year.
Yeah.
Called it Taff Cappy. And so from then on, that's who he was. My friends
Yeah.
and I were all like, Taff Cappy.
Taff Cappy.
But I remember being so upset because I had just thought of it.
Yeah.
Like I was way too young to be ever in a ring actually doing anything, but I would still think of stuff.
Yeah.
And think, oh, it would be cool if you did this or cool if you did that. And I thought of that move. And I'm like, oh man, that's cool. That's cool.
That's
and
awesome,
I saw
man.
him do it. But then
Yeah.
somebody pointed out to me that Nova had been doing it for like a year before that.
Oh, really?
So I was
That's a
like,
bummer.
fine.
That's a bummer when you come up. Either you come up with like something originally, like, oh, god
I've
damn
still
it,
got the and I have the Flash dance as well.
the Flash dance.
Yeah.
Oh, the
running
knees. The knees. That's a great move. I like
doing that. I've done that. I didn't get to do it in that match because my first match was a 4-way elimination, featuring me, Johnny Curtis, Tim Kilgore, and somebody else who I hope doesn't hear this because they'll obviously be insulted that I don't remember who they are.
Oh no. Yeah, they won't hear.
Somebody I didn't have any spots with.
Yeah, no, they're fine.
But, and I was the first one eliminated. But after that, I've hit that running knee spot in almost every match I've ever been.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun spot. Like the crowd gets into it too. It's a good
Yeah.
crowd booster. You know.
I thought of it in a track practice back in high school.
Yeah.
We were doing the drills, and so we were doing the high knee.
High
drills.
knees, yeah.
And I was just doing the high knees and thinking to myself, oh, what if I was just holding a guy, DDT style, and just hitting him in the chest with these knees over and
Yeah.
over again.
That's funny, man. Did you wrestle in high school? I mean, not professional
We
wrestling.
didn't have a team.
It was.
I would have loved to have done wrestling at
Yeah.
high school. I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I feel like I could have been quite good at it.
Yeah.
But
Scarborough?
there was
Is that- yeah, Scarborough, yeah.
And there was a clinic. They had a clinic because the year after I graduated, they started a wrestling program.
Yeah.
But so they had a clinic there one year, and so we had a couple of sparring things. Where
Okay.
we just kind of would grapple around and
Yeah.
try, and I just I did quite well.
You manhandled some dudes.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. I'm trying not to boast.
Yeah. It's fine. Boast. Bring it.
No, I'm not. No, I'm a nice guy.
So this was. So you were like. So you were thinking about wrestling before, when you were younger, before you were even capable of.
Yeah, I sent a letter or something when I was 16 or 17. I sent a letter to
Vince McMahon?
No, to Stu Hart, to the Hart family.
No way.
To try and get
Oh,
to
boy.
whatever their school was at the time.
Yeah. Did you want to go to the dungeon?
Oh, that's what it was called.
Was it?
I think it was.
Yeah. I mean,
But either way, it was like the Hart family wrestling
Yeah. Right.
program or academy or something like that.
Right.
It was I want to go to the Hart. I want the Hart
Yeah.
family.
Were you a Bret Hart guy? Owen Hart guy?
Yeah, if you were to ask me who my favorite wrestler of all time was,
Who was your favorite wrestler of all time? See that? See
Rey
what I just did?
Mysterio Jr.
Rey Mysterio.
Yes.
Wow. I could have sworn you were going to say Bret Hart.
No,
So we're on the Bret Hart
But
kick.
if you were to ask me who I thought was the greatest wrestler of all time, I would say Bret Hart.
Nice. Okay.
Because for me, what makes a wrestler really, really great is when they have really, really good ring work and really, really good character work. Lots of people get by on one or the other, myself included.
Okay.
I'm a showman. That's how I get attention. That's how I get the crowd behind me. That's what makes me worth booking in a show. It's not my ring work that does it. My ring work isn't terrible. it's not, bad. It's
Okay.
not- but I almost dropped somebody's name, and it's just like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Oh no. Yeah, you don't want to call anybody
No.
out. You're like, it's not like this guy. This guy's terrible in the ring.
It's not like this guy bad, but
Yeah.
a couple of names threw in my head.
Oh,
Like, no,
boy.
no, no, no.
Oh, man.
I'm not anybody to talk, so I should shut up. But like when somebody can really master both,
Yeah.
that's when you get your Bret Harts and your Triple H's and those guys who can really just make the show.
Yeah.
And those are the guys I really like.
Yeah. So what did it about Ray? Ray's your favorite.
Ray was the guy who made me fall in love with wrestling.
Yeah?
Yep.
Were you a WCW guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was 13 years old, I was in 7th grade, and a guy moved into Scarborough from Connecticut. A guy called Alan Schedule. I love you, Fubu. We started calling him Fubu because he wore the Fubu line all the time.
Yes.
Skinny, red-haired, freckled guy.
Oh, wow. And Fubu is what he
Yeah,
chose to wear.
Fubu all the
Unbelievable.
time. But so we to this day we call him Fubu.
Awesome.
But Uncle Fubu, my son, calls him.
Nice.
But we did the summer track program that summer before our 8th grade year because we became friends when he moved into Scarborough our 7th grade year. So we have practices Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then meets on Fridays. So I would get a ride over to the school, to the track, to do practice on the Monday. And then we would go to his house, which was walking distance from the school. And I would spend Monday nights at his house. And then we'd go to practice again on Tuesday.
So you're just watching Nitro.
So he watched wrestling. So
Nice.
So did I. I wanted to be a good guest, so did I. And we were watching one night, and it was Rey Mysterio Jr. versus Juventud Guerrera.
Nice.
And I was never the same.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Are you friggin' kidding me?"
Hoobie, the juice.
It's like this is what it's been all this time. This is what I like. This really?
Nice.
And yeah, and so from then on, I was just hooked. I hooked right in. I was a WCW guy at first, and then just needed more. So when we got into
Raw.
we got into WWF as well,
Nice.
and started following everybody. ECW was my favorite though.
Really?
Back in the day.
You're an
Oh, yeah.
ECW guy.
Well,
I was never like an ECW guy. I caught on like very late.
I
with ECW.
appreciated ECW for the aspect that their matches were the most enjoyable to watch as far as excitement goes. People who watch wrestling for long enough begin to see the pattern, and it can make it difficult to surprise people and keep them excited. And,
Yeah.
make them think, surprise them at all.
right.
But ECW, like in ECW, they kicked out of finishers all the time.
Yeah.
Like it was like a regular thing. Like,
Yeah.
So you didn't know. Like you really didn't know if a match was over until it was. However, I've got to say that I've never been a hardcore guy.
Yeah.
I've never really there are some things that we do for the sake of excitement. We use ladders, we use chairs, things like that. But I've never been a fan of the more hardcore
Yeah.
stuff. Like I wouldn't care who was wrestling, but I would immediately turn it off if I saw somebody bring out a staple gun.
Right.
And I'm not trying to badmouth anybody who uses this particular stage tactic.
Sure.
I guess is the word I want to use. But it's just for me, I feel like when you push it too far, it can take away from the fact that we've trained to do this craft, to be entertainers. And I mean, we're not sideshow freaks.
Right.
And somebody who mutilates themselves for the entertainment of others, that's a sideshow freak.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm the same way. I never really got into ECW just because that's I guess the perception I saw of it,
Yeah.
and I was kind of like, oh man, I don't know, this stuff's a little too hardcore for me.
But there were only like a handful of guys that really did that crazy hardcore stuff. If you watched it regularly,
Right.
But if you watched it consistently, then it was, you had your guys like your Jerry Lynn and stuff like that, and they'd still throw a chair shot here and there,
Yeah, like
and stuff like that.
Yeah, like I like Jerry Lynn, I liked RVD. I even back then I liked the Dudleys because they were just putting people through tables, but they weren't mangling faces and
there was no
cutting, blading people.
There was
I was
no
oh man,
barbed wire and broken glass and thumbtack.
Like New Jack, I can't handle New Jack matches. I just can't do it.
I will never forget. I saw this video somebody posted on Facebook. of one of these fans bring the weapons matches.
Yeah, I
And-
just saw one.
I saw a guy. I can't remember who it was, and I probably shouldn't say anyway. But one of the fans had brought a sneaker with thumbtacks glued to the bottom of it.
Oh,
So the dude unlaces his boot and puts it on, and then hits a super kick.
oh no.
And not just hits a super kick, which is bad enough, but on a woman.
Oh,
And I
ouch.
was just like, "Are you kidding me? This is garbage." Like I was like, "This is just insulting."
Yeah.
To those of us who, and these were accomplished guys. These were guys who could perform in the ring.
Right. So,
they
yeah, so
weren't-
why take
they
it to
weren't
that
like,
level?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like you've got skills. You've put in time and energy to make yourself an artist.
Yeah.
You know, you don't need to do that stuff. You shouldn't need to do that stuff.
Right.
But unfortunately, there's this whole demographic of people that respond to it.
Yeah.
And you know, it's a business, and if people are going to respond to something, then you've got to use it occasionally.
Yeah, there's a great video on YouTube of some of my buddies. They went to, actually it was like WrestleMania a couple of years ago when it was in New York, New Jersey area, I think, when they were up there. And
Oh yeah, I know that.
yeah, I don't
what you're
know,
talking about.
right? But they went to like I don't know, it was like New Jack's retirement match, and him and Necro Butcher went at it, and
It was brutal.
it was brutal. And like I think it was like 3 of them were like really into it, and then our buddy Dustin was also there, and he was just like white as a ghost, could not handle the blood, could not handle any of it.
Well, yeah, I mean, anybody who's seen The Wrestler
Yes, yeah,
has seen. There's that one match he has with the guy, and they like break windows over each other's heads
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and it's just like,
yeah.
this
Like
is-
I'm not like totally against like getting a little hardcore, but it was just never my cup
yeah,
of tea.
exactly, and me too. And it's like, you know, like I said, I don't want to judge anybody who will go out and, because I mean, you do have to offer some kind of respect to somebody who's willing to put their body on the line, and take these steps, for the sake of entertaining a crowd.
Right.
It's just, it's just like you said, it's not my cup of tea. It's not something that I respond to.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I definitely, I'm with you. I stuck with like the WCW. I was a big WCW
yeah,
guy.
WCW was a big WCW guy.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, WCW was when you watched for good wrestling.
Yeah.
WWF was what you watched for the storyline.
Right, and even just like I mean, obviously they had like the cruiserweights in WCW, which was amazing. The Hoovies, the Rays, Psychosis. Were you a Psychosis guy?
I loved them all.
Yeah.
I loved them all.
You know who I liked was La Parka.
La Parka was great.
I love La Parka.
You had with Jericho.
Jericho,
got a
yeah, was a
start there.
cruiserweight back then. Yeah.
You had Kidman and Eddie
Yep.
Guerrero and Chavo Guerrero Jr. The whole division was just filled with all these. Blitzkrieg is the other guy who I used
Blitzkrieg.
to love.
Wow,
Even
that's
though
a
he was only there
name
for a little while.
Holy moly!
Friggin' Blitzkrieg.
Good name drop.
And
Nice.
Now, it's bred this. All these guys that we see on 205. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
now?
205 Live. Yeah.
And then you got you guys like Amazing Red. So I loved Amazing Red.
Yes.
Back in TNA, I loved Amazing Red. He
You know who?
was my guy.
WCW. You know who I'm tight with?
Who's that?
Glacier. What? Yep. Love Glacier. Glacier's my man.
Bionic Kick.
Yes, Ray Lloyd. He's been on the show. It's
No
great.
kidding.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, he's great. I love Ray Lloyd. He's the man. He like calls me sometimes like on my phone when I'm like at work and I'm like, oh god.
Next time he calls you, conference me in so I can say hi.
Will do.
Just 3-way call and be like, hey.
Yeah.
This is Nick McKenna.
Yeah.
Say hi.
It's great. Nick McKenna. Where did you get Nick McKenna? Where's the name from? Flash Nick McKenna.
Flash Nick McKenna. I walked into Howard Sports Complex.
Yes.
Still with nothing.
Oh no.
And
No.
I walked in there and they
Like, hey kid, what's your name?
were like, so the guy was like, hey, one guy, I don't even know where, I still to this day do not know who. But one guy turned to the other guy and said, what was that one we were talking about for him? And the guy's like, oh, what? Flash Nick McKenna?
Shut up.
And that was it.
Oh come on. That was it. You had no like.
Nope. For a very, I mean, I gave them suggestions because they asked. They did ask.
Yeah.
I gave them suggestions of names that I thought were cool, but my 18-year-old brain thought they were cool. They were dumb.
What were they? Do you remember any of
Oh
them?
god, just like random.
Come on.
I just just like random names that I like, just random first and last names that I would just pick.
Yeah.
because I thought they sounded cool and so I
Together?
just put them together. Like so, I just like went through like a baby names book, and then I went through the phone book to look for last names.
Yes,
It was just
that's the
it
best.
was so dumb.
And I wanted like
Names like Magnus and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like, and I'm like this 170-pound friggin' kid who wants to be called Magnus. It's so dumb.
yeah, and I'm trying to think of like I'm trying to like date it too. Like what was a
what
hot
was cool back in 2001?
What was a hot name? Like Jason something,
But I wanted to be something unusual, like something that wasn't Nick McKenna. But for a very brief period of time, I was Mr. Entertainment Nick McKenna.
Mr. Entertainment? I love that.
Yeah, I liked it too.
Was that so it was Flash Nick McKenna and then went to Mr. Entertainment
It was
and then
Flash Nick
back
McKenna.
to Flash?
Well, it was the Flash Nick McKenna
Ooh, okay.
for like the first, 6 shows.
Yeah.
And then we just dropped the and
Yeah.
it became Flash Nick McKenna.
And like DC Comics was like, hey, yo, you can't be the Flash. We already have the Flash.
Well, they have like a half a dozen of them. What are you talking about? Why can't I be one?
Right.
Next thing you know, DC Comics is going to come up with a new version of the Flash. His name's going to be Nick McKenna.
Nice, yeah.
Wally West, Nick McKenna.
There you go.
But no, yeah, I mean, for like very brief, I mean, like 3 or 4 matches, I was Mr. Entertainment Nick McKenna. And I really liked it.
Was it like the same kind of shtick or was it different?
Yeah, same,
okay.
my same basic character. Well, because the whole first, you may be surprised to hear, but the whole first 2 years of my career,
You're
I
a
was
bad guy,
100%
weren't you?
heel.
Yes.
100%
yes.
heel.
I
And
can
that's-
see it. Like,
I was a heel because that's what EWA needed.
yeah, they had a lot of
needed a heel.
faces. Yeah.
And so I always knew, given my natural, kind of my own personality, I always knew that I felt like my baby face would be better. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, I struggled at first because I just tried to force it.
Yeah.
And it just, you can't force that stuff. You got to find some way to make it work for you. And so eventually what I did is I used the cocky heel. Mm-hmm. So at least I still got a smile. Because of course I'm smiling. I'm me.
right. So there you go. Yeah.
I'm not you.
Was there a big face turn or was it just like, eh?
There was. It was all by accident.
Yes.
There was one night. It was actually the very last EWA show in Maine.
Okay.
It was at the Strive Center. It was our very last show. And at the time, I'd been tag teaming with a guy called Cue Ball
Cue Ball.
with long black hair.
I was going to ask if he was bald.
No, he was
It
not.
makes sense that he would be bald.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't
No.
it? But
Is
no.
he still out there? Cue Ball?
I don't know.
You have no idea what
haven't
Cue Ball
seen-
is?
I haven't seen him since we wrestled each other in our grudge match. But they had this, like they had it planned that he was going to turn on me. Mm-hmm. And so, but they had this way like off balance locker room wedding. So he and I were a heel tag team, and we were EWA tag team champions a couple of times. We used to win our matches with a combo where he would pick the guy up, and then I would drop kick him in the chest, and he'd take him down.
Excellent. Like it.
I used to be able to drop kick very high back when I was 19.
Right.
Yeah, so they had us, a heel tag team, booked against the Elements of Suicide, another heel tag team.
Oh, sounds like a heel tag team. Imagine if they were a face, though. That'd be so weird.
I know, right?
Nice name.
And back then in DWA, we had like this core group of 4 or 5 like teenage girls, and they were responsible for like 90% of our heat all the time.
Oh, wow.
Like they made like all the crowd noise and got everybody into it. They were like our hype man.
Yep.
It was awesome. And at this particular show, my wife was sitting near them.
Oh,
and
boy.
so when the match started, they turned to her and was like, "What do we do?"
Oh,
I don't know if they knew she was my wife, but
Yeah.
they were just like, "We don't know what to do."
Yeah, we don't know who to boo right now.
And so
Yeah.
my wife was like, "Well, cheer for him."
Nice.
And so they did. And so it was a complete accident. And I wound up taking the heat.
Uh-huh.
And so, and it was actually the very first time I'd ever hit the flashback in a show.
Nice.
In an EWA show, I should specify. It was the very first time the state of Maine got to see the flashback.
Excellent.
So I had come back. I threw one guy out of the ring. I booted the guy. I gave him the flashback. The ref was out,
Down and out
He was
somewhere.
down and out, or he was distracted, something like that. And then Cue Ball came in, kicked me in the back, picked me up, hit me with his thing, and just walked off.
Cue
And
ball.
so
You
then the
son of a
Elements
bitch.
Suicide hit me with their. They had two moves that they used to win matches with. One of them was the hold the dude's legs open while the other guy came up the top rope with a guillotine leg drop between the legs.
Gotcha. Yep.
And the other was like a running boot to the face Russian leg sweep combo.
Excellent. Yep.
And so they hit me with both.
Oh,
The guy came off the top rope, hit the leg drop, and then you just rolled me back up,
brutal.
brought me to my feet, and then they hit
Yep.
me with the Russian leg sweep, and that
So-
was the end of the match.
So now you are babyface.
So now, yeah, that was, and like, I got to go out and schmooze with fans during intermission and stuff for the first time. It was
That's cool.
very cool. What wasn't so cool, and I was so frustrated about, is that Cue Ball and I had a grudge match, like 3 weeks later in Sturbridge,
To
Massachusetts.
squash this. Yeah.
And I was the heel.
What? How does that work?
Because in Sturbridge, Massachusetts, nobody saw what happened in South Portland.
Gotcha.
And so...
So they just naturally
But what
like.
was really frustrating is it's like, okay, we're going to put these guys against each other because on our website it says that they broke up.
Yeah.
So we're going to put them against each other. Not only did he turn on me, but also he was like 70 pounds heavier than me.
Right.
He was a lot bigger than me. And so I had to be the heel, which meant I had to give him heat.
Wait a minute. So how? So who decided that you were the heel? Like in that match? Did you
I
guys
don't know. I mean, I was
whoever-
I was 19. I wasn't about to.
No. I know.
Yeah, I go
Okay.
say
I
it.
didn't know if it was like a natural thing where you guys went in there and then like the crowd was just like, oh, we like this guy and not this guy.
No, they said,
hey,
I was the heel.
Your
and-
face, your heel. Like okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and it was.
Yeah, and you're 19
Yeah,
going,
and
okay,
and
sure.
I had to give him heat.
Yeah.
And it's like, so it's like.
That's
he's, like,
frustrating.
so much bigger than me, and I think it's so dumb when big guys have to take heat.
Yeah, that doesn't make
Just
sense.
little guy, just I don't know, what are you gonna do?
Right. So then you're.
And that was the
face,
first time I
but-
hit the flash splash in that match.
Ooh, look at
First
you.
time I ever hit it in a show.
Nice. Okay, but then after that, did you continue your face or your baby face streak, or did
Well,
you?
EWA dissolved.
Oh, they
shortly
dissolved,
After that,
so, yeah.
We kept running shows in Massachusetts
Yeah.
for a while because it was run by two guys, Scott King and Steve Rand. Steve Rand lived in Maine and Scott King lived in Massachusetts. So there was one guy in each market to do promotion,
Gotcha.
stuff like that, and they kind of ran it together.
Would they just run shows like in
so
between?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so we'd once a month we'd be in Sturbridge, Massachusetts. Once a month we'd be in Portland or South Portland.
Gotcha.
But then Steve Rand wound up moving out of state. He moved to Arizona, took
Yeah.
a job somewhere.
Yeah.
And
Hard to do
so-
shows in between.
Yeah.
Those two locations.
So there wasn't anybody to do any promotion in
Gotcha.
Maine. So that was our last
Just
show in
dissolved.
Maine.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we ran in Massachusetts for a little while longer, and then that just kind of fizzled out. Mm-hmm. And that was the beginning of my first hiatus, which was like right about 2 years.
2 years. Yeah.
And then somebody started running shows at Skips in Buxton.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
Skips.
I was-
Pool darts
so,
fun.
Yeah, they ran weekly, and so that was exciting.
Wow.
And so I ran for them for a while, and then I can't remember if I stopped doing that or if they stopped, but and that was right about the time that I was engaged. My wife, my fiance was pregnant. We were gonna have
Yeah.
a baby and stuff like that.
Like real life things were
Yeah,
getting in the
real
way.
life things were happening.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, well, we'll put this on the back burner for
Yeah.
a while, and maybe down the road we'll see what happens. And it was a little while later that I started working the Fairfield shows a little bit,
Yeah.
and I did that for about a year. And then they stopped running in Fairfield.
Yeah. So like everything's just
Before-
kind of like
yeah,
dissolving
before-
around
yeah,
you. You're
before
like,
IWE runs in Fairfield now at that same building.
yeah. And that's a haul.
It is a little bit of a haul. It's
Yeah.
not as bad of a haul as yours is.
Really?
But I'm a pansy. And I hate long car rides.
How far was Fairfield from?
I can get there from my
Scarborough?
place in I live in Wyndham.
Oh, right, Wyndham. Yeah, I always get where
Which
you.
is that's why it's an 80-20 thing.
Yeah.
For us to meet here in.
Right. So Fairfield is where?
It's in
Like
Fairfield.
Is it over by Brunswick
It's
area?
It's 70. I can get there in 75 minutes. Yeah.
What a weird way to say that.
that's-
75 minutes.
Why?
I don't know. It's just a weird way, man.
Oh, I can get there in an hour and 15.
Thank you.
Can't have improper fractions here on the Main Event podcast.
What else was I going to ask you?
I don't know.
So you're on. So then you take the 5 years off
Yep. And then
due to family stuff.
Yep.
Wife, kids, family
Kids,
stuff gets in the
family
way.
stuff. And then when they started running the shows in South Portland,
Yeah.
I contacted the guy who I had met in the Fairfield shows, who even back then was still running. He had just started IWE.
Yeah.
And they were like, hey, you should come up to, where do they run their shows? They run shows in some Bethel or Belfast.
Brunswick.
No.
Who?
Way up north. Like, some-
Belfast.
Is it Belfast?
Belfast is kind of like northeast.
It's really north. It's like 3.5 hours
Oh,
away.
jeez.
So it's like far.
Yeah.
It's too far for me. It's completely impractical. Especially considering that PWA was paying me, they paid me enough to cover my tolls. Not even
like gas. Oh, no. Oh, man.
I mean, like, it's like, it was significant. It cost me significantly less than what I'd pay for a day on the slopes.
Yeah.
And it was nowhere near as dangerous.
Yeah, yeah. How's that? I mean, is that? I don't know. Is that like a contributing factor to I don't know, indie wrestlers? Or are they like, it's not really worth my time to drive down there, or do a lot of people just like kind of take the hit just to get out there?
I know that for me, I'm a hobbyist.
Yeah.
So I wrestle because I want to.
Yeah.
And so there have been a couple of times that I've been like with Larry, I just would not even worry about getting paid by him because, I go to training with him.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, I didn't pay you last time, so you're all set.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's for me getting paid is more of a oh, cool,
A bonus
thing.
Hey,
Yeah, it's a
yeah.
bonus thing. I mean, I'm just happy to not have to pay to do something.
Right, yeah. That makes sense.
It winds up costing me, especially because I elect not to travel those far distances.
Right.
It winds up costing me less than a movie
Right.
or something, like some other thing I do for a couple of hours for the enjoyment of it.
Right. That makes sense. That's a good way to look at it.
Even if I wasn't able to wrestle, I'd probably still go to shows just to hang out with people in the locker room and visit
Yeah.
and talk and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
I get to see people like you, which is great.
Wow. Nice. Put me over there. Good.
Well, you're great.
Thanks.
You are a very pleasant person and very enjoyable to be around.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, let's talk about that a little bit. Not me personally, but no, just like relationships you've made like throughout the years. Like, who were some of the guys that you're tight with?
I started training with we used to call him Paul Hazard.
Yeah.
That was like a non-wrestling thing. People called him that for
Paul Hazard.
Paul Hazard. He wrestles as the Celtic Connor Murphy.
Oh yes.
But
I've seen him a few times.
So he and I trained together originally, and we've worked each other at least once, actually in front of a crowd.
Yep.
But I friggin' love that guy.
Yeah.
Like
He's good. I've seen him work a couple times. He's great.
And I would always try to, like, whenever we did travel anywhere, I would always try to make sure that I was in his carpool because he could make any car trip enjoyable.
Yeah.
I would crack up laughing all the time because he was hilarious. I mean, he still is. I still love the guy.
Yeah.
I don't get to hang out with him as much anymore, but
That's funny, man. Yeah, I was actually on the very first episode of this podcast. The second episode. We interviewed Sully Banger, and he had nothing but great things to say about Connor Murphy. And he was just
I can't imagine anybody having anything.
Yeah, he was just like, that guy does that gimmick like right. You know, it's good. Yeah.
Connor Murphy is great. He's a great performer.
Yep.
He's a really, really talented guy, and he's also a cool dude. Like just like to hang out with.
Yeah.
Like I just enjoy his company.
Do you say real life? I say real life sometimes. Like I almost thought you were gonna say it. Like, hey, he's a really cool guy in real life.
But then I was like,
he's a really cool guy in real life.
but just like in his day to day, I guess.
Yeah.
You know.
So who else we got? Who else is around? You were really pushing for Matt Mahoney to come on the podcast last time.
I love Matt Mahoney.
Yeah.
I love that guy. His favorite movie is Army of Darkness, which is the greatest movie ever made. Anybody who hasn't seen it, see Army of Darkness. But first, see Evil Dead 2. Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness. John, you've seen them.
I've seen them a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're great.
Yeah.
And so there was one day that I was just in the locker room, and I said, I had mentioned how mankind's three greatest accomplishments were modern medicine, space travel, and Army of Darkness.
Nice. When you said mankind, I immediately thought Mick Foley. That's what I thought you were saying. I was like, okay, Mick Foley.
humanity.
Okay, gotcha.
And so I hear Matt Mahoney go, "Who said Army of Darkness?"
Just out of nowhere, he pops his head up. Hey, Army of Darkness.
And he's 19.
Nice.
No, he's 22. But look, he's 8 years younger than the movie.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
it's his favorite movie of all time.
That's awesome.
Because it's great. If you haven't seen it, it's a cult classic, Army of Darkness. But see Evil Dead 2 first. It's very important.
What about
Groovy.
what was the first one? The first one was Evil Dead.
The first one was Evil Dead.
And it is nothing like the other two.
They do have similarities, but the Evil Dead 2 is called Evil Dead 2, but it's not a sequel, it's a remake.
Gotcha.
And it's considerably better.
Yeah. It's a little bit more like it's campy, but in a good way.
Exactly. It was kind of, if I'm understanding right, it was like the movie that made campy but good a thing.
Yeah.
Like it was the movie that said, "Well, let's take advantage of this ridiculousness,
Like
and make it
over
something,
the
and
top.
make it let's use it rather than try and cover it up and make ourselves serious when we are not."
Right. I think wrestling does that too sometimes.
Absolutely, that's a good comparison.
Good segue.
Yeah, great segue. But I was going to say something. I had like this something. I can't remember what it
Evil
was.
Dead, Matt Mahoney.
Evil Dead, Matt Mahoney. Everybody should see Army of Darkness. They should see Evil Dead 2.
Connor
first.
Murphy. Not that far.
No.
Nope. Oh,
Anyway,
boy.
it's gone.
Unbelievable.
ADD. My pills have worn off. So
Unbelievable.
but I mean, like, I love everybody.
Yeah. You were touted
everybody in
as
that
the
locker
nicest
room.
guy in the world.
What?
You're touted as the nicest guy in the world?
No.
No?
I make a point
Yeah.
of making an effort to be nice.
Nice. Okay.
And my ultimate goal is to be the nicest person anyone who's met me has ever met.
There it is.
But I
Okay.
do not boast myself to be the nicest person in the world. I've never met everybody in the world.
There you
so
go.
I'm sure there are people who are nicer than me somewhere.
Sure.
But I do strive to be a particularly nice and friendly and personable person.
Well, there you go. I think you're a nice
Yeah,
guy.
because I mean, like, not only because I just think it's just the right thing to do. It's just the right thing to do to be nice to people, but it's also just it's a much better way to go about life.
Is it a good way to get ahead in the wrestling business, or do you have to be a real
I think it's a good way to
dickhead
get ahead
sometimes?
anywhere.
Yeah.
I think it's a way to get ahead anywhere. I mean, like the customer service rep for Time Warner is not going to want to help you if you're a jerk to them.
True.
But if you're nice to them, they might want to help you.
Yeah.
You know, my wife has this secret phrase that she always pulls out whenever she has an issue with anybody. She says, "Look, I know this isn't your personal fault, but I'm very frustrated and I really appreciate your help." And then boom, everybody wants to help you then.
Nice.
And also, if you're nice to people and you screw up, they don't get mad
That's true.
as much.
That's true. If I took anything away from this episode, it's be nice.
Be nice to people.
I always try to be nice to people.
It literally
Jesus.
costs you nothing to just be nice to people, other than maybe a little bit of patience.
Yep.
But that's it.
Yep.
And it can gain you so much to just not be a jerk.
Yeah.
Just be nice to people.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Jeez, man, it's not
Jeez,
hard.
man.
Jeez. I love it.
It's killing me that I can't remember what I was going to say.
I know. I'm really bummed out about it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll have to come on again.
Just for like that one, and we'll
edit it in post.
We'll edit in post.
We'll just throw it in there on the end.
Yeah, nice.
Oh God.
Cool, man. So what's next? What's next for Flash? What do you got? Anything coming up?
Well, we had a show a week from tonight at Skip's Bar in Buxton. Not 100%. I don't know what's up. I don't know what's in store for me at this time. But I'm always excited to get into the ring, and I was very frustrated because I was not victorious in my match against Matt Mahoney, but that was coming off of a winning streak.
Yes.
Where I had gone over Owen Brody.
Yes, bro.
And Danger Kid and Tommy Mack. And Matt Mahoney. And so I was like racking up all these victories, and I was like, come on. And of course, when it's a number one contenders match. And that's, and then like that ladder match I mentioned, also a number one contenders match.
Are you becoming a gatekeeper?
I don't know.
You better not becoming a gatekeeper. Come on.
I've never held a promotional championship.
Yeah.
I've held tag team championships, and I've held like the secondary title
Yep.
that they would have. I've never had like the promotion title.
Right.
Come close a couple times, but that's one goal that I have. I'd also really like to win a battle royal.
Yes.
Just to be able to say
Those
that
are
I did.
fun, right?
Yeah. I got to almost win one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were at you were there.
I was there. Jimmy the Greeks.
At Jimmy the Greeks, where I threw Owen Brody over the top rope and threw him off onto, and he landed on the stage. And apparently the stage
Unbelievable.
doesn't count as air quotes the floor.
Bullshit.
I know it was crap.
Yeah. I don't like it. What's the battle royal like? Is it just chaos? How is it like? Is it difficult to communicate? Like, what's going on in one of those matches?
There's not much happening. There's not much communication happening.
Yeah.
You just kind of like if you see something, you go for it. And then,
Like, do you like catch an eye with a guy and go, okay, we're gonna work together right now on this spot and whatever. Like,
no,
whatever
it's
happens?
lots. I mean, for me, it's just lots of hitting people in the back and getting hit in the back.
Yeah.
So
Just out of
like,
nowhere.
somebody's over on somebody, you go over to them, you hit them in the back, and you take over on them, and then somebody hits you in the back
Yeah.
and takes over on you. It's
Yeah.
very
But like,
lots of hitting in the back.
yeah, how
Lots of
much of
blind
it? So what's like determined? Like the ending, I'm assuming is
Yeah, I mean,
determined? You guys know,
customarily they'll break it down to like a final four,
okay.
and then like there was one story back in EWA where I wasn't there. I just heard about it where they had a battle royal and they had the whole thing. It was a Royal Rumble style, so people would come in intermittently.
Oh, I gotcha.
So they had a list of everybody that was going out in what order, and they had a list of everybody that was getting eliminated and by who and in what order.
Oh my god, that sounds awful.
And Kid Crazy was getting ready to go out, and he said, and Frankie Armadillo got eliminated. And so he turned to Steve Rand and said, Frankie just got eliminated.
Is
He was supposed to eliminate me.
Oh no!
And he goes,
looks like I'm
"Who
winning.
eliminated you? I haven't gone out there yet."
Looks like I win. Oh wow, yeah. I can imagine something that like tightly.
Yeah, it's just it's so difficult.
Yeah.
You just kind of have to go. You got to feel things out. I was in a battle royal way back when there was they had a bunch of students, trainees. They were kind of they were trained enough to safely be in a battle royal.
Right.
So and I was working with them a little bit in the ring. We would run some drills and things like that beforehand. And so I developed this kind of quick relationship with them. And so on a whim, I threw one of them out and just went on a tear.
Oh yeah.
And so like I hit, there was like one guy he had another, like these are all the same group of guys. And so one of them had like another one like halfway over the rope. I went and smacked him. I threw him over. The guy he was trying to eliminate was laughing at him. I smacked him and threw him.
Oh no.
I eliminated like half a dozen people.
Nice.
Just because of this like thing I went on. And it was nobody told me to go on some diesel push.
Yeah.
But
Diesel push.
it just happened.
It's a great term. Is that
Yeah.
a term? Is that a thing?
No, I don't. I assume because somebody wrote it on OneWrestling.com.
Oh, okay.
They
There
said
you go.
Flash and McKenna got the diesel push.
Oh, nice.
It's like,
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh.
That's good. I like that.
and then I was in the final three of that one.
You didn't win.
No, of course
Oh,
not.
God damn
That's
it.
why it's a goal. It's wouldn't be a goal if I
Right. If you already done it before, yeah. God, yeah. You gotta get one of those, man.
I know.
Oh, cool, man.
It's hard though because I'm my size.
Yeah.
I'm not a big guy.
Rey Mysterio
I'm
did
a
it. Your boy
medium-sized
Rey
guy.
Mysterio did it.
Yeah, of course Rey Mysterio. He's friggin' Rey Mysterio.
Yeah. Just saying.
I'm not Rey Mysterio.
Yeah. Well, hey, man. Goals.
Yeah,
become,
right, yeah.
become Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only 34, so
Right?
I could,
You can get
sure,
there.
I could finely tune myself into an acrobatic machine.
Sure. How old is Rey Mysterio right now?
He's
He's up there, right?
early 40s.
Early 40s?
I would
Yeah.
guess. I don't know. Google it.
I'm not gonna Google it.
Why not?
I'll Google it later.
Come on.
All right, I'll Google it.
Come on.
Jeez.
If for no other reason to prolong, I'm having such a good time with you. I don't want to end. And I know you want to end soon because we're already at 59 minutes, and you had originally said we'd go for about 45.
That's all right.
But you're probably gonna edit everything out.
I'm gonna edit a few things out. He is 42.
I see. Well, the early 40s. That's what I said.
Yep, that is what you said.
That is exactly what I said.
Let's
And
recall. Yep, let's rewind. Yep, you said it.
don't
Early
have time.
40s.
We don't have time for that.
Anybody got time for that?
We are. Wait, hang on. Wait. So it's 5 minutes away from an hour.
Yeah.
That just that we've been recording.
Yeah.
And we were hanging out for a few minutes before that. And you
Exactly.
were here waiting for me for 20 minutes before that.
That is true.
Because I'm a giant douche.
Yeah, that's all right. You bought me a coffee though. That- You made up for it. It's all good.
Medium-sized douche.
That's all right. Coffee's good. Everything's good.
As long as you're not mad at me, that's the
I'm
important
not
thing.
mad. I'm never mad, man. Come on, this is great.
hate it. I hate it when people are mad at me. Another reason why I'm nice to people because I hate it when people are mad at me.
Yeah.
I hate
You
it
feel
so
it?
much.
Feel it in the heart? Yeah.
So
No, man. I don't get mad at people very often. I mean, Harmon broke my $200 Zoom. I'm not mad at him.
Yeah, but
Still works, though. That's the point. Well, was it? I'm just kidding. Of course it was.
Of course it was.
Of course it was. Harmon. Yeah. Cool, man. Well, I'll let you go. Thank you so much for coming on.
I have to go.
You don't have to. I mean, you can hang out in this Dunkin' Donuts listening to WPOR if you want. But
Well, I mean, some of it's okay.
no, stop it.
Some of it's
This
okay.
is the-
Some of everything. We just talked about this.
I
Some
know.
of everything is
We
okay.
just talked about this an hour
a
ago.
little bit of everything is okay. There's some of there's good.
I guess.
There's good of everything. Except, I mean, again, I even have stopped saying that Coldplay is a bad band. Coldplay is just a band that I don't like
Okay.
any
okay.
of their songs. Someday they may cut a song that I do like. Hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, you'd
But-
be like, man, what is this hot jam? And somebody's
like-
gonna go, that's Coldplay.
There was a song by a guy called Matt Kearney, who I thought was Coldplay, and I had like this little fear because I really liked it. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh no,
Is this-
Coldplay?
is this Coldplay?
Has it happened? Has Coldplay cut a song that I like?
Has the
No,
day
it was Matt
come?
Kearney, and I was like, yeah. By the way, anybody who hasn't heard Matt Kearney, look him up. He's good too.
Good Matt Kearney plug there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know who that is. It's great.
But he does. That's the point.
Nice. Cool, man. Well, thanks for coming on. This was a lot of fun.
I've had a great time. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It makes me feel so like much more important than I am to the fact that you even asked me.
This is what? Come on. This is great. I love your work. I love your work. That sounds like a weird
do,
thing
really?
to say. I do.
You're not just saying that because we're
Live.
yeah.
Like in the post edit, and we're like, I hate that guy's work. It's the worst. I don't even know why we had him on. No, of course, man. No, I love seeing you wrestle, man. I love hanging out before and after shows.
I
It's cool, man.
definitely love
Yeah.
hanging out
Yeah,
with you.
man.
Like that's a big thing for me.
For sure. Where can or people find you on things? Social media? Do you do
No.
that? Do you do that? No, you don't do that. You don't do Twitter.
No.
You don't do like Facebook stuff.
I mean, I have a Facebook,
But it's like a
account,
personal
but it's
Facebook
like,
thing,
it's like
yeah.
a personal Facebook
Yeah,
account
yeah.
that I do use for communicating, bookings and stuff like that with. But
Yeah.
I don't have any like promotion.
No Instagram.
Yeah. But anybody who wants to is more than welcome to join the Flash Mob.
Flash Mob.
Hashtag Flash Mob.
There you go. Hashtag. I will hashtag that. We're gonna get it going.
Hashtag. Yeah, I've been hashtagging it for a long time.
On what platform?
Facebook.
Facebook. Okay.
Facebook.
All right.
Can
see?
you hashtag on Facebook? Can you hashtag outside of Twitter?
I don't know how it works with Facebook. I think you can.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
But it's
I mean,
like
you can,
it's
but I don't know
like-
if it'll lead you anywhere. But yeah, no, that's cool, man.
Hashtagging outside of Twitter.
Cool, man. Well, awesome. Thank you again. Appreciate
No,
it.
Thank you.
All right, brother.
So there it was, Flash Nick McKenna. Fun conversation, right? I thought it was fun. I enjoyed myself. We were in a quaint little corner in a Dunkin' Donuts. I assumed that it would be really quiet in a Dunkin' Donuts because not a lot of foot traffic, a lot of drive-through. But then I walked in and there was a shit ton of WPOR like just blaring over the intercom. I was like, God damn it! So, but it worked through. We worked through it, and my Zoom worked perfectly fine. If you're concerned, Harmon.
Nope.
You asshole. No, it worked great. So yeah, so that was it, man. Interesting guy. I really look forward to seeing him again. We're gonna see him all over the place. He wrestles in Maine all the time. We're always going to shows. Those NAWA shows are so fun. A really cool group of characters there.
I'm really starting to warm up to Cocky Kyle.
I was just thinking of Cocky Kyle. Yeah, Cocky Kyle's great. Blade Bandit's really awesome. Man, there's just so many like good, cool characters. Obviously, like Larry is a pro there. Red shirt guy, he's always fun. But yeah, it's a fun little group of guys. I really enjoy going to those shows, and Flash Nick McKenna is a big reason why. So if you guys want to see some awesome wrestling, go to one of those shows. Go see Flash, become part of the Flash Mob, and cheer him on. So he's great. So that's it, man. What do you say we get on out of here? Anything else from you, buddy?
No, I'm ready for a busy summer. It's starting to warm up finally,
Oh yeah,
and no, I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, man. I'm looking forward to wearing a Main Event podcast tank top.
Oh, I bought one too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think somebody else bought one too. Somebody that we can't name on the air.
Yeah.
You sure? Yeah, but sun's out, guns out. and we're looking forward to bringing the pod to all you main eventers. So cool,
Did you buy
man.
a
Harmon,
V-neck?
I did not buy a V-neck.
I thought V-necks were your thing.
I don't know. Maybe when I used to do a lot of bench press, and my
Pec showed a little more.
yeah, my tits weren't as saggy as they are now. So before kids, before a little kid came into my life, yeah, working out all the time. But
Straight to your hips, I get it.
yeah, my tits definitely fall straight to my hips. But yeah, man, Harmon, where are you at on the World Wide Web?
I'm at Harmon316.
Hell yeah, I'm at Johnny Fashion on Twitter, and you guys can find the show's Twitter at Main Event Pod. Find us on Instagram at Main Event Pod. Find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Main Event Pod. And like I said at the beginning of the show, Main Event Podcast at podbean.com. And we're also on iTunes or Apple Podcasts, whatever you want to call it. So rate, review, subscribe, hit us up. And again, check us out on the 24th. We hope to see you at Luchador Tacos. It's going to be a really fun time. So let's get out of here. What do you say?
I'm ready. Let's go.
You're already ready because you have nothing left to say. All right.
I don't.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening.
Bye.